So yeah, I'm the underdog moving into this rematch with Adesanya, and makes sense. You know, he already beat me once, so there's that, as well as just he's been performing well, but so have I. But I guess it makes sense. You know, he's the current champ. He's standing on the high horse, and he beat me the first time. It definitely takes some of the pressure off being the underdog. You know, no one expects me to win. No one expects me to go over there and dethrone him after he beat me already. So it's like throughout my whole career, I've loved being the underdog. I love getting in there and defying the odds. I like going in there and proving people wrong. You know, it gives me that little bit of extra edge. But you know, the fact that it's in the States as well is a big thing. So being able to leave my hometown, not have a whole crowd of people having family there and everything, it's nice. So the last fight didn't affect my confidence as a fighter. You know, it shook things up a lot because I was in that transition sort of period of finding out why I was fighting, why I was doing things the way I did, if I liked it, if I enjoyed it. Because that's why after that loss, I went on a bit of a hiatus to just try and find myself. And, you know, that kind of triggered all of that. So it wasn't so much as shaking the foundations. They were already shook. I had to adjust and fix it. And then going into that next fight, that Till fight, where was nerve-wracking because I had made so many changes and come so far that if I lost, it would have kind of been like, well, maybe you should have changed it, sort of thing, you know. And whereas winning justifies all the changes. Yeah, you know, that was probably the more scarier part. So I've changed night and day from that first fighter he come across, and you can see to my fights, you know, I guess as a fighter, I've changed plenty because you can see I'm trying to incorporate new angles into my game. I'm utilising a more complete skill set. But I think most importantly is outside of the octagon, I'm not the same guy I was then. I'm much more at grips with like who I am, why I do things, why I train, why I want to win. And you know, working out the hows, the whys, the whats, it's like just made the whole process easier, better, more enjoyable. Like I'm enjoying the ride, I'm enjoying the training, I'm enjoying fight week now, I'm enjoying the process. Like I enjoy the after fight as well. It's yeah, you know, I'm much more at ease, and I think going into this next fight with this mentality of like with this confidence in who I am and why I do things, regardless of the outcome, you know, I'm gonna leave satisfied. I'm gonna go out there and give everything I have, and trust me, I'm giving everything I have to the sessions to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna be satisfied because I'm going in there as me. You know, I'm gonna fight like I do. Yeah, rematches are a little different because you can't go out there with the exact same plan you had the first time. You know, especially myself, because you know I lost the first time, so something had to change there. But generally you can't have the same approach because they know it. They've seen you, they've experienced you, they know your speed, they've experienced your timing, they've experienced your power, and they've made adjustments. So you kind of have to, you know, anticipate their changes, their adjustments to yourself, and flow with that. So yeah, you know, it is a very different dynamic moving to a rematch. Honestly, the most important thing is just winning. It's like, it doesn't matter whether it was for a belt or not. It's about winning. And I haven't really thought about like, oh, it's a title fight, I've got to get the title back, or oh, I lost to him the first time, I need to get that back off him. Nah, my whole thing is just winning. I just want to win. Yeah, I just want to win this fight. Just like last fight, I wanted to win that fight, you know, and I want to win my next fight. That's my only goal. And that's, you know, I speak to a lot of people, it's like, would you do this afterwards, or would you do this afterwards, or what are you going to do after this, if this happens? It's like, my calendar only goes to the 12th, just before fighting him. Like, that's it. I don't plan anything else. I don't plan anything else afterwards because, like, it's too up in the works. Like, nobody knows what's going to happen. I'm going to go in there and give everything I have, and what's going to happen is going to happen. You know, and you play off the back of that. My only goal right now is to train my ass off, get over there, make weight, and then fight him to the best of my ability. And, you know, I can kind of cross every bridge after that. I think the road to beating him is utilising a full skill set. You know, when he lost to Jan set up a good blueprint on how to beat him. Full skill set, threatening him with his strikes, being patient and taking him down when opportunities present themselves. I don't have the same skill set as Jan. I think, MMA-wise, I have a better skill set. I have better striking, I have better grappling, but we're not at light heavy. I don't have that Polish power and Polish head, so I'm going to have to adjust with what I have. With that blueprint in mind, with the adjustments Adesanya's made, with that middleweight. So I think the path of victory is just to go in there and utilize a full skill set. Punch him, box him, take him down, just make him uncomfortable. Well, it's hard to really pinpoint, Israel's gas tank in that fight, because it's a light heavy, and being heavier saps the life out of you. So, we're back. This fight's at middleweight, so it is a very different dynamic. I don't think it was so much as him getting into my head as much as myself kind of getting in my own head. The way I would interpret things, the way I would see things, the pressure of the fight itself, the rivalry between New Zealand and Australia, that personally, like how that affected me personally, because I've always represented Australia and New Zealand. It's like the whole thing just kind of got to me, and I think I was the one like making it bigger than it was. But then once it got in there, it just kept magnifying itself and just getting worse and worse and worse, to the point where my outlet was Izzy. I blamed him for everything. I wanted to take his head off, which clouded my vision and clouded my goals, clouded why I was doing things, how I fight. Yeah, no, he got to me big time. I'm still salty at some of the Kiwis, because they just jumped behind it, and I was like, well.
They were all supporting you up until.
Yeah, I don't know, but that impacted me more than I would have liked.
Yeah. Right?
I believe I have the grappling advantage. I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and I work my grappling 5 days a week, and I certainly think that if I can get him on his back, I'll make him uncomfortable. I can take him into deep waters. But he's tricky to get there. If it was that easy, everyone would be doing it. So, like I said, I want to take this fight into a more full MMA experience. Utilize all my angles, all my assets, all my complete skill set, and make him uncomfortable. Honestly, I don't think there'll be as much sledging in this fight as there was in the first. I think. Well, I know my approach to it is different. Things don't faze me. The last few guys have tried saying stuff a little bit, but it doesn't faze me, because honestly, I don't care anymore. I've completely removed myself from that side of the game, and I love it. I'm enjoying that side of things much more. And I guess I'm giving him nothing to bite. If anything, I have respect for him now, because I think he's doing his thing his way, and why not? He mentioned a couple. And everything he says isn't all garbage. Some things are true, and makes you think. That's all.
What does he see that's true?
So this is the stuff about my ego. He reckons my ego got in the way the first time, and I think it did a little bit. In my soul searching, that was one of the things I had to come to grips with. Yes, everyone's got ego, and ego isn't a bad thing, but it can get away on you, and I think it did a little bit in our first fight. Yeah. It's very hard to prepare for Izzy, to bring partners in to simulate. You can't simulate him. All you can do is you can try and work as close to him as you can, as well as try to work techniques that'll work on him as well as best you can, because it's such a different stylistic makeup as well as physique. He's very tall and rangy, and it's terrible training with Jacob every day. He's very skilled at what he does. He's very good, and he makes it hard on me. We work each other to the bone. We're constantly grinding in here, and it's hard work. But in saying that, I'm very blessed to be able to have a partner that can push me in as many ways as he can, to be able to get the best out of me, to be able to take advantage of that. So love, hate. Definitely, I think Jacob's his style is going to give a lot of people a lot of problems, because he's just stylistically, he's strong. He's got cardio for days, and he loves those wars of attrition, playing it safe, getting in your face, taking you down, making you uncomfortable. And I think that type of fighter gives a lot of people not in the top 10 a hell of a lot of problems. I think once you reach your top 10, even more so the top 5, like people start to work it out and they have their own weapons to deal with it. But you see people in the top 10 still getting taken down and just held down. You see Brunson doing that to a lot of people, you know, and yeah, it's a nightmare to fight. Oh, it's different. Like, I don't think it's stressful. It's nice camping with someone who's going to be fighting on the same card as you, because you're preparing for the same date. You're both cutting weight. You're both getting pushed as hard as you can at the sessions. You know, it makes it easier. It makes it easier to get through them. You know, your shared burden sort of thing. But day of, it's weird because when your mate's fighting before you, you're interested in his fight. You're nervous for him. You're moving around. You're not really focusing on what you need to do at the time. And then whether he wins or loses, like if he wins, there's pressure on you to also win. If he loses, you're gutted for him. You know what I mean? It's a weird dynamic. Like I mentioned before, Jacob's got that skill set that is a nightmare to deal with for a lot of guys, and I think this is going to be no different. I think Jacob's just going to get in his face, take away the space, take him down, drag him into deep waters, and just make him uncomfortable.